Shabbat Shalom and Happy Chanukah. At a time, as I will talk about later, when there is lots of darkness around us, it is good to bring in the light, not just of Chanukah, but of Shabbat, the light that is within all of us, a light that stirs us to action and to peace. We begin with a Chanukah song, Mi Yamalel. We invite you to sing along and sing loudly.
Mi Yamalel burot Israel otan mimne em lechol yakum hagibor goel ha. Mi Yamalel burot Israel otan mimne em lechol yakum hagibor goel ha. Shma bayamim haem bazman haseh makavim Moshiach ufodeh uviyameinu chol am Yisrael yitached yakum veigael. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? Lechol yakum hagibor goel ha. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage can our egg. Hark, in days of yore in Israel's ancient land, great Maccabees led the faithful band. But now all Israel must as one arise, redeem itself through deed and sacrifice. Mi Yamalel gvurot Israel otan mimne en lechol dor yakum hagibor goel ha. Mi Yamalel gvurot Israel otan mimne en lechol dor yakum hagibor goel ha.
The lights of Chanukah are a symbol of our joy. In times of darkness, our ancestors courageously struggled for freedom. Freedom to be themselves, freedom to worship in their own way. Theirs was a victory for the weak, and over the strong, a few over the many, and the righteous over the arrogant. It was a victory for all ages and all peoples.
Oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Say we want to play with the latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. In Hebrew, ימי החנוכה, חנוכה מקדשנו, בגיל ובשמחה ממלאים את ליבנו. לילה ביום סביבוננו יסוף, שוב גניות נאכל בם לרוב. ההירו, הדליקו, נרות חנוכה רבים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים. על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים.
We come to that moment when we light our Chanukah. Just a little reminder that we light our Chanukah before we light our Shabbat candles, because once our Shabbat candles are lit, then Shabbat has begun and we try not to work, and lighting a fire is considered work. So at the beginning of Shabbat, on Shabbat Chanukah, we light our Chanukah first and then our Shabbat candles. And then at the end, tomorrow night, we'll do Havdalah, and then after Havdalah, the Havdalah candle, then we'll light the Chanukah.
Let's put it in two, otherwise it's covering the video.
Okay.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם, בזמן הזה. הנרות הללו אנו מדליקים, הנרות הללו אנו מדליקים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו, שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם, בזמן הזה, בימים ההם, בזמן הזה. מה עוד צור ישועתי לך נאה לזבח, תיכון בית תפילתי ושם תודה נזבח. riches, let our song praise thy saving power. You amidst the raging foes, where our sheltering tower, furious they assail us, but your arm availed us, and the word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
Welcome the Shabbat as a bride. We welcome the beauty of Shabbat Lechaduti.
לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
For the Zachor Edibur Echad, Ishmi Anu El HaMelech Adonai Echad, Shemo Echad, L'Shem Utiferet V'Litchila.
לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי מקור אברכה בראש מקדם בסוכה. זו מעשה ומקשבת, כי לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
Toreri, Kiva Orech Kumi Uri 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 Shir Daveri, Yevot Adonai Alaich Nikala
La 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 la. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
Rise, return to the door. We welcome the Shabbat bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי הלה, בואי הלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
Light our Shabbat candles.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר, להדליק נר של שבת. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? You hear my voice and you understand. Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la,
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. You, as heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mari Barabim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kebon Malchuto Leolam
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'aderech, u'v'shochbecha, u'v'kumecha, u'kashartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayulatotafot beinenecha, u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha, Uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai veitem kedoshim lalohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, פוקע ים לפני משה, סני ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי יפרנה את יעקב ויעלם יד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו בחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Spread the shelter of your peace over us, guide us in wisdom, compassion and trust. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Save us for the sake of your name, shield us from hatred, sorrow and pain. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו
The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the eternal God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from labor and rested.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for Amidah.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד את תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחייך כל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומטעם לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
In these hours of rest and renewal, open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Praise be Adonai for Shabbat and its holiness.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai sheotcha levadcha veira na'avod modim anachnu lach.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives, the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving.
Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot.
So we have a little treat for you. We'll bring in the Chanukah season as we not just recite the prayer Al HaNisim, the prayer that we say on Chanukah and Purim about the miracles of our being saved, but we should sing it as a community, and indeed, hopefully, this works.
על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. בימים ההם בזמן הזה. בימים ההם בזמן הזה. ההם בזמן הזה.
We say special thank you to Cantor Norman for bringing our choir together and coordinating that. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, eternally.
Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. 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 Ki ata melech hador bechol hashalom. Ki ata melech hador bechol hashalom. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. V'tov einecha levaret et amcha Israel. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Take a moment for silent meditation. We remember, we think about those of our friends and neighbors who are in need of that blessing of healing, healing of the body, healing of the spirit. On this Shabbat, we are thinking about Audrey Aronchik, Deanna Aronchik, Charles Barna, Francine Barna, Baruch Ben Sion Ben Bracha Chaya, Osvaldo Barraza, Rabbi Laszlo Berkowitz, Leslie Center, Sherry Center, Esther Bada Ariel, Dr. Helen Fagan, Dr. Robert Fliegelman, Rabbi Dr. Raphael Goldstein, Marion Gordon, Peggy Hammond, Deborah Hartman, Peter Herrera, Harvey Hutter, Moshe Aaron Jacobs, Shoshana Cecile Jacobs, Ed Johns, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Dr. Benjamin Lechner, Jack Lieb, Judy Levy, Susan Linsenbaum, Leah Bad Margalit, Leah Tova Bar, Shammai Ben Michael, Robert Parker, Ilka Rock, Shaul Ben Moshe Verivka, Ingrid Roskin, Jana Schneider, Suzette Schultz, Lillian Stein, Kevin Webb, Sid Wiesel, and Dove Ben Yona.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. We Kora bracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Ose shalom imrama, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 la. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen ve'imru
We read in this week's Torah portion, they took him and cast him into a pit. The pit was empty. There was no water in it. For the next 4 weeks, we will be reading the story of Joseph, the favored son of Jacob. Whenever I read his story, I think about a roller coaster. At the beginning of the story, Joseph is riding high as the favored son, showing off his coat of many colors. In a fit of jealousy, his brothers toss him into a pit. The pit has no water, but according to Rashi, it is filled with snakes and scorpions. Then a group of Midianites pull him out of the pit and sell him to some Ishmaelites who bring him as a slave to Egypt. There he becomes the head of the household of a powerful Egyptian nobleman, Potiphar. But that position won't last. Potiphar's wife falsely accuses Jacob of sexual harassment. He ends up in jail, forgotten even by the people he helped. That is how the portion ends. But no worries. Come back next week when Joseph will become the second most powerful man in Egypt. That is Joseph's life. Up and down, and finally, up. That's the story of all of our lives. We have our good times, and we have our bad times. As James Taylor sings, I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. Life is filled with ups and downs, moments when we are riding at the top of the world, and moments when we feel we are languishing in the bottom of a pit. But perhaps the lesson is that moments in the pit, those lonely days, will not last forever. As the cliche goes, the sky is darkest before the dawn. Well, what is true for our individual lives is true for the life of our community and country. The year 2020 will end in a few weeks, and it can't happen quickly enough. It's been a terrible year. There was a bitter election that broke up friendships, families, and even marriages. There were horrible examples of racism on the part of some police and severe overreaction, including rioting and looting. And on top of that all, there was, of course, the corona pandemic that stole hundreds of thousands of lives and turned our economy upside down. No wonder so many of us feel that we have been cast into a pit. Nonetheless, 2021 is right around the corner. The election is over. We have become hopefully a little more sensitized to racism, and several new vaccines are on the horizon. We're finding our way out of the pit. That is precisely the hidden message of Chanukah. During the coldest, darkest days of the years, we light lamps. We increase the number and the amount of light, following the teaching of the sage Hillel. We light our Chanukah, our Chanukah menorah, in a window or a public place during the time when, quote, there are people passing by in the marketplace, according to the Talmud. It is our festival of lights, called in Hebrew Chag Urim. Using light, we proclaim the miracle. I believe we're not alone in this. It's no coincidence that our Christian neighbors cover their homes with lights at this same time of year. Or we have the Norse holiday Yule or Diwali. Many cultures look to the darkness and say, how do we increase the light? When I was looking for a Chanukah story to tell last night, some of you were with us on Zoom to light our first night of Chanukah. When I was looking for a Chanukah story, I was reminded of a midrash regarding the first man, Adam. When the sun went down on that sixth night of creation, first night that he was alive, Adam started to weep and fast. The world is darkening around me. He was fearful that he would never see the sun again. But when the sun arose the next morning, Adam offered special offerings. Such is the way of nature, and I did not even realize it. The message of the Joseph story, the message of so many popular songs, the message of Chanukah is the same message. When life appears to be dark, we should light lamps. These lights express our true belief that better times are coming. It's a message we desperately need to hear as 2020 winds down and ends. Shabbat Shalom. If you'd like, we stand up for Elena.
עלינו לשבח לטון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, אלא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שאלו שם חלקנו כהם, מקור עלינו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
This moment we remember our loved ones. Remember Jose Pepe Fince and Monroe L. Cooperman, who have died over the past 30 days, for whom we are observing Shloshim. Remember these whose yortzites, the anniversary of their passing, we commemorate this Shabbat. Stephen Hal Albert, Stanley Robert Aronchik, Deborah Barron, Herman Berkeson, Ruth Berger, Anne Blumenblatt, Dorothy Borer, Regina Book, Julius Brodman, Alvin Brodsky, Benjamin Cohen, Barney Crater, Stacy M. Cutler, Eugenia Donna, Bella Dubrow, Lena F. Galanter, Chet W. Gale, Harry A. Goldman, A. L. Goldman, Celia Goodstein, Leon Halperin, Molly Hartman, Rose Hurst, Claire Katz, Richard Corman, Lawrence Kransdorf, Benjamin Matrano, Morton Morris, Max Niedorf, Bess Orenstein, Alfred Osterlin, Raquel Cordovi Rodriguez, Louise H. Rodstein, Ruth Rose Rosenbaum, Aaron Rosenthal, Betty Rawitz, Jason Sanders, Charles Siegel, Jerome Sharp, Dr. Harold E. Simmons, Cecilia Simon, Betsy Spiegel, Howard Stein, Brian Tarasuk, Ruth Miller-Yeslow, Rebecca Zeev. We join together for Kaddish Yatom Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'galau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudashah.
Prichu.
Ve'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. So together we say, Amen. So just want to, again, wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom. I want to say thank you to all of our service sponsors who sponsored in memory of their loved ones, Esther and Mordecai Fintz, in memory of Raquel Cordovi Rodriguez, Rochelle and Stephen Weinstein, in memory of Rochelle's mother, Ruth Berger, and Renee Yeslow, in memory of her mother, Ruth Miller Yeslow. Just a couple of things that are happening. Tomorrow night is going to be our big event. We hope that you are planning on joining us. If you haven't signed up, don't worry. You can sign up. It costs nothing. It is a free event. We hope that you will enjoy it. We hope that you will give a little bit to your beloved Temple Sinai. But if you don't, we just want you to be there to celebrate our congregation and community. If you're unsure how to do that, just go to tsnd.org, Temple Sinai's own webpage. Right there on the front, you will see, just click on that. It'll take you to the sign up page. Yes, we part of the sign up through the company that is helping run our program is that you have to put in a credit card. Please trust us. It is a secure site. They do it all the time. This is just so that you're able to, if your heart moves you, to make a donation. Also coming up on Sunday, this Sunday, chill out with a conversation with our own past associate rabbi, Rabbi David Young, who is beaming in all the way from California for a three-part series called Real Judaism on 3 different movies of Jewish content, movies that you might not think have any Jewish content to them, but he'll walk you through that. We are not watching the movies together. You have to have seen the movie. You don't have to have seen the movie, but I think you'll probably appreciate the conversation far more if you have. All of the movies, starting with Sunday's The Big Chill, are readily available, and we hope that you'll join us for that. Let's see if there's anything else. We got, all right, our music for conclusion. We are going to conclude, no surprise, with the singing of another Hanukkah song. So take it away, Cantor Norman. 1, 2, 3.
Spirit alone, shall we all live in peace? The children sing. song will rise, another song will rise, another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Children sing, children dream, and the tears may fall, and we hear them call, and another song will rise, another song will rise, another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might, not by power. Shalom.
We join together for
I have to say, thank you, Marcelo.
Yeah, we should say thank you to Marcelo.
Today he made me a better guitarist.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'ka'afen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho be'ava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים. כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנבלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Ooh, jelly donuts. Oh no, just challah rolls. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Chanukah sameach.
Chanukah sameach.